Okay, we're ready to call to order the Raymore Parks and Rec Board meeting for Tuesday, June 26th. Can we get a roll call, please?
Member Bartow.
Present.
Member Sapola.
Present.
Member Eastwood.
Present.
Member Harris.
Present.
Member Heath.
Present.
Member Howdyshell.
Present.
Member Seamers.
Present.
Member Supple.
Present.
And Acting Chairman Troutman.
Present. And now for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Looks like no personal appearances. So we'll move to our consent agenda. We need acceptance of the minutes of the Park Board meeting 5/22/2018.
Mr. Chairman, I move we accept the Park Board minutes from May 22 of 2018.
I'll second.
Hearing a second on that. Any discussion? Then we'll go ahead and vote. All in favor? Carries 5-0. 3 abstains. Okay. Yeah, 5-0. Committee reports. Looks like we do not have any committee reports. So we'll move on to staff reports. Director Musting.
Thank you, sir. I would like to clarify the votes for the minutes just to make sure. Could we repeat that if all in favor of? 4, 5, 6. 6 in favor, 1 abstain with Mr. Eastwood, and 2 members not present at the last, so we'll call that 3 abstain. Thank you, sir. Now for staff reports, I'd like to call on Recreation Superintendent McLean to do a recreation report.
Thank you, sir. I have submitted a written report in your packet for this evening. I would like to highlight a few things here, as it is a busy time for recreation with the sports and events and all kinds of things. First off, administratively, we've been working with the IT department to implement a new time tracking system for all of our part-time and seasonal personnel through the recreation division. With the 3 concession stands, the gymnasium getting ready to be online, Centerview, we've added some part-time staff to cover the events and programs, so we're getting a better tracking system. It's electronic, it's easier for payroll, it's easier for the finance department on payroll days, so we've been working with them to get that all online. This June 5th through the 8th, I actually attended a conference in Colorado. It was a facility planning and management. Got a lot of good ideas and saw a lot of neat programs and neat ideas. Brought some program guides back from Colorado to look at for different facilities that they have and different amenities. With the gymnasium coming online, the RAC, we plan on utilizing some of that knowledge. So it was a very good conference, and I was very thankful to be able to attend that. Also, Farmers Market began June 5th. We're pushing about 40 vendors at this time, so we were a little concerned today, of course, with the weather coming in, but it went off without a hitch. A little bit, when I talked to staff, there was a little bit fewer participation this week just because of the weather, but it is going very well and will run through October. And then we did have 3 events this month. Fishing Derby, which we had great fish caught. It was very good event this year. Had a high turnout. We had a lot of kids getting good catches this year, so that was exciting to see. Had the movie in the park, Space Jam, and it was pretty full underneath the depot at TB Hanna, so that was good. And then, of course, this weekend we're gearing up for this Saturday for the fireworks and the food trucks and everything for Spirit of America. So staff is working very hard. Coordinator Patrick is working very hard with Superintendent Rulo and his crew to get everything ready to go for Saturday. Also, this last weekend, we concluded the spring adult softball season with a tournament, and everything went very well with that. Our summer season begins July 8th, and then also we had Raymore United Soccer Club Clinic. We had about 70 pre-register. We had a few more than that show up. Also had with tryouts, we had a good amount register, but we also had additional show up. It wasn't a requirement to register. We just asked that they would. And out of that, we are sitting at 12 teams committed to Raymore United for going into this fall. And then with that, I would conclude that all fall sports registration is open, but it's slow or rapidly coming to registration deadlines as we get closer into August so that we can start practices. I know that was a lot, but wanted you guys to all be aware. So at this time, that concludes staff report, and I would be willing to entertain any questions.
Brian? Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. McLean, you had the last weekend was the senior softball tournament. I know that's always a big turnout. How did that go this year?
This year, unfortunately, they had another tournament. I believe it was in Oklahoma. I think it was around Tulsa. So they actually lost one of their age divisions. So unfortunately, we didn't have the Thursday, Friday. We just had a Saturday, Sunday, but it was packed and it went very well.
And I forget my timeline. Were the I don't know. I'm losing the overhangs. Were they up last year? Shade structures, that's it. They were up last year. I didn't know if it was new, if we got any extra comment. The other question I had for you was, you got 12 teams for Raymore United. How many did you have last year?
Last year at this time, we were sitting at five.
So
going into fall, we had 7 in the spring.
So you've almost doubled or
Yes.
more than doubled. Good, good. That's awesome to hear. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. McLean.
Thank you.
Mr. Munstein.
Thank you, sir. I will call on Park Superintendent Rulo for a parks report.
Thank you. I have submitted a written report, but wanted to touch on a few items. Tandem Asphalt, who is the contractor for the asphalt safety trail down in Recreation Park, contacted myself last Friday, wanted to let me know that the new bridge has arrived. They would be putting it together and hopefully be back out here within the next couple weeks to install the bridge, remove the old bridge, install a new bridge, and finish off the last portion of the trail. Looking forward to that. And then basically the last week, park staff has just been creating a new parking lot for the Spirit of America event this weekend. Because of the rack, we're losing one of our biggest parking lots, so we'll be parking over on the football field over by Public Works for the night. So we had to reconstruct a whole parking area and how we're bringing them in, how we're bringing them out. Should be a good deal. I think the people are going to actually see that getting out is going to be much faster than what it has in the past, just because there's not as many bottlenecks coming out of Recreation Park. So with that, I'll take any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Rulo. Director Musty.
Thank you, sir. A couple quick things. Updates from last night. Obviously, we have 2 new members. Welcome to Mr. Supple and Mr. Bartow. They were appointed by the City Council last night. So excited and glad to have you guys on board. Also, second reading of the Park Board City Council MOU passed through the City Council last night as well. A couple other things. Last week we scheduled a ribbon cutting, a rolling ribbon cutting at Memorial Park. We did cancel that due to weather, but I did want to highlight a few of the things that we were going to do or talk about. We do intend to reschedule that. I just don't have a date for that yet. But a few of the items that we wanted to highlight was we removed the old flagpole, and the Park Foundation donated a new flagpole that we relocated a little more central in the park area by the baseball field, so that is one of the items. The parking expansion at the west side, we added 100 feet, which is close to 10 to 12 additional parking spaces on the west side. We did ADA improvements, which is sidewalk and concrete backstop areas for bleachers and for wheelchairs and wheeled accessible vehicles to access fields 1 and 2, and also the tennis court. We completed the loop trail with the boardwalk bridge, which is a replica of what is going to be put down at Recreation Park that Mr. Rulo talked about near the pond down there. We also completed the Arboretum. That is basically the entire west side of Memorial Park, where the old original trail system is. The loop trail now goes through that. We identified and placed some identification signs along some of those larger mature trees, but we also did a lot of planting this year, planting of new trees. The idea behind the Arboretum is to be more of a Missouri native, but we want to throw in some unique tree species as we grow and develop that area. It's really pretty, it's really nice. The signs have some good stuff. My guys, park staff, did a fantastic job dressing that up. We do have new entrance signs that were delivered last week. They have not been installed. We have to pour in some concrete foundations to bolt those things on, so that takes a little bit of time. And frankly, Spirit of America took top priority this week, so we'll get those things installed. Also, the historic mural on the east side of the concession stand, we wanted to talk about that. And future improvements, which is the parking lot rehab, that is the shared use parking lot with the school district. We will have that improved. And passing last night through the city council was the sidewalk gap program on the west side, connecting Olive Street to the new parking lot, and the sidewalks that we placed in the new parking lot. The Public Works Department will be installing a sidewalk to link that so that the folks walking on Olive Street can walk straight into Memorial Park on that side. And if you'll recall, there is no access from any of the 3 parking lots except on the south at Lucy Webb. That's the only truly accessible component of Memorial Park. So now we have another place for that so people can walk straight to the park. So a lot going on there. Hopefully we'll get that rescheduled and get you guys back out there so we can give you guys some credit for budgeting that and allowing us to do those improvements. One more thing, obviously, this Saturday, 7 o'clock, the Dave Cook Band, I believe, is the name of the band, will be there. Country music, Southern rock, highly recommended. We also have 4 or 5 food trucks. Should be a good time. This show is always fantastic, and look to have you guys all out there. We do have a dunk tank, so if anybody wants to volunteer for that, I'd love to have you. I'm sure our summer camp staff would love to have a break because they are going to be in there all night. And thank you for attending the tour tonight at the RAC. I hope you guys are pleased with the progress and are pleased with the facility that the voters have allowed us to build. And we are excited and looking forward to the grand opening of that in about a month. So with that, be happy to answer any questions.
Rich?
With regards to the new trees all planted throughout Memorial Park, is there any way to have those maybe be donated by individuals or companies and have a plaque in that area?
Yes, sir. Excellent question. We have the Legacy Tree Program that we can give any flyers or pamphlets. It's also on the website. There are several memorial trees for numerous scenarios, and also Arbor Day trees. So yes, there's opportunity for donation of those trees, and they will have a sign that gives them recognition for that. And you can call the park office, and we can get you that information.
Thank you, sir. No old business, so we will move to new business. Action item A is an action item, schedule of fees. Director?
Thank you, sir. Schedule of fees is something that we take a look at each year during the budget process. What this is, is our recommendation for fees that are set by the city council and approved by the city council. These typically are rental, things that bring in revenue that do not apply underneath our revenue policy, which would be, the revenue policy would cover like our program fees and stuff like this. This is more shelter rentals, tournament field rentals, public facilities that are available to everyone. So I believe it was May 22nd, we brought our recommendation to the park board, discussed that. Tonight before you is what the park board approved during that work session, and tonight we are requesting approval to present this to the city manager for his budget presentation to the city council. And that concludes staff report.
Thank you. Any questions? Brian?
Mr. Chairman, I move we recommend the schedule of fees and present it to the city manager.
I'll second it.
Okay, a motion's been made in a second. We'll go ahead and vote. All those in favor?
Chairman.
I'm sorry, discussion? I was in a hurry, sorry. Okay, no discussion, we'll vote. All those in favor? All right, next on the agenda is call for nominations.
I would note that that last motion passed.
That last motion passed. I'm in a hurry, I told you. Okay, board elections. At this time, I will call for nominations for a board chairman.
I would like to nominate Mr. Troutman for our board chair.
Okay, and I'll accept that nomination. Any other nominations?
If there are no other nominations, you can either vote on it or you can declare the position filled by acclamation. I would vote.
Okay, then we will vote on that. Do we have to go through questions or can we vote? Well, then we'll vote on that. All those in favor? Passed. Now, at this time, we'll look for nominations for vice chair.
I nominate Mr. Heath.
I accept.
Any others? Okay, well then we will vote on that. Nominations for Vice Chair Heath, or vote for Vice Chair Heath. All those in favor? Passes. There looks like no public comment. So we'll go to board member comments. Mr. Rich? Ms. Jenny? Okay. Ms. Michelle?
Farmer's Market, I've been twice. It's wonderful. Produce is great. Lots of neat stuff out there, so I love having that. The rack looks awesome. I think the public is going to be surprised as you drive up to it. It looks beautiful, but you don't realize how much there is in there, and it's just wonderful. So look forward to that. And welcome to the new park board members. Good to have you on board. And then Mr. Castleman and Mr. Manson, thank you for your service, and we will miss you, and thank you.
Mr. Heath?
Yeah, welcome new board members and staff. The rack's looking great, coming right along, and I just remind you, stay hydrated out there. It's pretty hot this summer, and you guys work hard. So,
Mr. Eastwood?
I just want to express how excited I am about all the improvements in Raymore, the rack, the Memorial Park, and just the Hawk Ridge. I'm just really excited to see the progress. After I've been on this board for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, it's really exciting to see all the momentum of what the Parks Department is doing. I really thank everyone for all your hard work and continued determination to get these projects done. So, good job.
Ms. Howdy Shell.
I'm going to kind of go on Eric's coattails here a little bit. It's fun to see the changes that are happening in Raymore. We went out this evening and got a tour of the rack, and it's fun to see it starting to come up. So thank you for all you guys are doing, and just look forward to all the fun we have ahead, and there's still so many more things we're going to do. And welcome to the new members, and thanks for Bill and Sheldon, and we'll miss you guys. Thanks.
Mr. Supple.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm excited to be part of the board here, and look forward to working with everybody, and thanks to Nathan and all the emails and back and forth to get all this going for us. So thank you.
Mr. Harris.
Yeah, I'd like to say welcome to Mr. Supple, Mr. Bartow again, like everybody has already said. My comment on the rack after seeing it is much bigger inside. When you drive down Madison, you look at it, you're like, okay, there's a big building, but until you get to it and inside of it, it is much bigger. I think most people realize it was neat to see. I want to see the Memorial Park re-invite again, because I did see the mural when it was probably everything except the coated on it, and it looks awesome. It is a neat feature. If you haven't seen that, you should go and see that. And again, leaving the rack, I saw the new trails we put around the baseball fields. So I'm excited for the bridge again, because every time I see it, it kind of makes me a little giddy, because I think it finishes off the park, right? It makes the baseball fields a little more inviting to be around and get people just walking through there. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming up. It's going to be fun next 2 years, 24 months probably before it's done and beyond. So thank you.
And I'll just piggyback off everyone else. I think 10 years ago, we couldn't have imagined what we're seeing now. And thanks to the hard work of the staff, the park board, the ideas that you guys put into this that have made things wonderful and made us a big city feel is just awesome. I also thank the people before us, Chairman Manson and Sheldon Castleman, the ideas that you guys had. It makes me proud to work next to you guys, and that we just continue. And also thanks to City Council for greenlighting the projects that we take to them and allowing us to continue to build the parks into something very special. I'm appreciative of that. Okay, with that, we are going to adjourn. I guess we have to vote.
Mr. Chairman, I move we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Passes, we're adjourned.